Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Black Americans, my people. A lot of talk lately about reparations, right? About what the government owe us, what this country owe us for what our ancestors did, when a lot of us ain't doing nothing now. I'm all for reparations. If you're gonna give it, give it. But I'm also the person that say, don't wait for them to do nothing for you because they ain't done nothing for you up until now. Your best bet is to get out there and do for yourself. Your best bet is to go out there and work your butt off to do for yourself. Now we want to talk about what our ancestors did and how, they were slaves. We were slaves. Our ancestors were slaves in this country. You know what they did, whether they wanted to or not, they had to go out there and work all day, every day for the slave master, right? For what? Nothing. But now you got an opportunity to go out here and work all day, every day for yourself so you can get something. Even if you don't get much, you can get something. And we won't even do it. The only way that we're going to come up as a community, as a whole, is one, stay on code. Go get Neely Fuller's book, Brother Neely Fuller's book, the compensatory code. Dang, I be forgetting the title of the book. But anyway, go get that book, read and understand that. You can go get Dr. Claude Anderson's books. You can say Black Labor, White Wealth. Black Labor, White Wealth. But he got like 3, 4, 5 books that you can get to read to understand how to stay on code so we can come up as a people and stop trying to rely on the government or somebody else to give us either a handout or what we are owed, and just start doing for yourself, because people will respect you more if you do for yourself than they will if you keep going out there begging and protesting and marching and ain't really doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because basically, truth be told, if you out there doing for yourself and we out there doing what we need to do as a people to help our people, you ain't got time to get out there and protest and march and stuff like that. Because it's not even going to be an issue, because if anything come up, you're going to know how to handle it. You ain't got to go over there and say, hey, can y'all please do this for us? Hey, y'all please stop doing this. No, it's going to be like, hey, either stop it or else. And you know what I'm saying? And you say, you just handle your business. You just tell them, hey, you do what you feel is best. And we will too. And they'll take you seriously because you are already out doing for yourself. People take you seriously. They may not like what you do or how you do it, but they're going to have to respect it. Just like we don't like what they do, but you got to respect it because they in power. But anyway, like I said, we got to do for ourselves. Here's an article here. It's called CandysDirt.com, the website, and the article reads, "The G word rears its ugly head in poorly attended Dallas housing equity workshop." Now you got people who will sit here and complain about the housing issues, rent going up, or these low-income houses looking like trash, and the landlords won't take care of it, or people are trying to gentrify neighborhoods. The little town I live in now, over on the east side, you see it happening slowly but surely. People building houses, that east side, the black part of town, you got people buying up these old houses, turning down and putting up newer houses. And the folks around are just looking at it and they're like, oh man, this is great. They're making the neighborhood look better. No. Grandma house is finna get repoed. Because grandma house, the taxes are about to go up in grandma house. And grandma is on a fixed income. So she's not gonna be able to pay them taxes. And your tail, who ain't working, out there hanging out, or who's barely working, and using all your money on your little toys and trinkets and weed and drink and women and speakers and rims, ain't gonna try to pay them taxes. Then you're gonna come to realize them taxes are a lot higher than you thought it was, but it's a lot cheaper than having to go find somewhere else to live. And eventually they're gonna come take the whole neighborhood. And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Because if they don't take it, they definitely gonna leave you high and dry, and you still gonna be sitting there with your hands out like what happened? This is grandma's house. Why you take grandma's house? You ain't keeping it up. But instead of paying attention to what's happening, you continue to let stuff happen. You continue to just watch as they take over your neighborhood, and then eventually they push you all out. I said something about this before, and I said, hey, what you got to do is go to them city council meetings or go online. The little town I stay in, you can go online and watch the city council meetings as they happen when they vote on somebody coming in and doing construction, buying up lots and having, and being able to build houses or build multi-level, multi-family units, stuff like that. But if you don't look at, because when we first moved out here and the road around, I said, man, saw where the black people stayed, saw a few houses, saw what's going on, and I was like, let me look up and see if it's a city council meeting. I just Googled it, started looking stuff up, and saw all the transcripts of what they was talking about, saw a newspaper article about who was building stuff, all this stuff, and I guarantee nobody on that side of town even went to the meeting. Because every time I go online and look at the meetings, there's only a few people, and they're all white, except the one black lady that's on the city council. Everybody else is white in these meetings. None of us are there. But that's not my side of town. You know what I'm saying? I don't stay on that side of town, so I'm just saying I stay on the outskirts. But anyway, I'm just saying nobody is going to the meetings. When you look at views, you only have like 2 or 3 views, 10 at the most. So nobody's actually doing anything to maintain or to make the neighborhood better. And by the time you want to say something, it's going to be too late. And this story here is a prime example. Not a lot of people have been showing up to that city of Dallas's accountability for housing equity workshop, but those who do are armed with information and ideas to prevent taxing residents out of their homes. And the dreaded G word, gentrification, is on the lips of many. Christine Campbell, a consultant with community equity strategies, was hired by the city to facilitate neighborhood input. Candidirt.com has filed an open record request with the city of Dallas for the scope of work and dollar amount of that contract. See, the people who hold these meetings, people who trying to come in and gentrify these neighborhoods, they know nobody's going to show up to them. So they hold the meetings just to say that they tried. But the community ain't going to go. They're going to complain and continue to get mad and be upset and bitch and complain about what's going on, but will not take any initiative or effort to help themselves. But when they're out in the street, have nowhere to stay, got vouchers to move somewhere else, and grandma sitting there crying because she got to give her house up, don't come running in. Quote, the goal right now is to deliver affordable housing to mid-income residents. Damn, affordable for mid-income? Houses is too much now, Campbell said during a September 29th meeting at Walnut Hill Recreation Center. Do the programs already in place have the right goals attached to them? They might move differently if the goal was anti-displacement coupled with affordability. We tend to worry about anti-displacement after everyone's displaced. That's what I'm saying. They know this. They know how the community moves and reacts. The community not gonna do anything until it's too late. That's how it goes. Last week's workshop was the sixth in a series of accountability for housing equity. It was supposed to be the final public gathering on the topic, but demand for more feedback prompted consultants to schedule additional meetings. In other words, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, and these people are trying their damnedest to help my people, and nobody's showing up. They just want them, y'all just go ahead and make it happen. Why we got to show up? Just make it happen. No, they got to know that you want. They got to know. That's just like voting. People vote for Democrats, but don't demand anything. All they say is, hey, y'all know what you need. Just go ahead and, why don't you just go ahead and do it? They're not going to do it. They never have, and they never will. Until you put the money behind candidates, until you put the fire on somebody's ass, until you go out there and do your own work and then show them, say, hey, we're gonna do this without you. You know, by the way, we're not gonna vote for you. I don't know who we voting for. We're gonna vote for somebody else maybe next time because my tax bracket went up, so now I gotta think Republican. Whatever the case may be, but you gotta put fire. You gotta make people do something for you, but you gotta do it first. What this says in the scriptures, faith without works is dead. You got faith in a man who has not done very much for you to help your people as a whole get better. And you show no work, so your faith is dead. It means nothing. In-person strategy sessions will be held on October 14th, 15th, and November 5th at a location to be determined. There's been so much planning, Campbell said. Dallas has 2 approved plans just focused on equity. We're looking at how we move all these plans into implementation. It said accountability program aims to operationalize 11 strategy recommendations from the equity audit of the 2018 Dallas Comprehensive Housing Policy. The audit also was conducted by community equity strategists. Now, they say some of the highlights are strengthening linkage to leverage infrastructure improvements, economic revitalization, and mixed-use master planning to build a foundation for increasing generational wealth in historically Black and brown communities. But you can't have generational wealth if you ain't got money. How do you get money? Home ownership, not home rentals, and also get life insurance policies for yourself. Leave your family some money. Start teaching. Let the youngers learn how to invest, stocks. Entrepreneurship. Teach them let them learn as kids. Be like Moses in the scriptures. The Most High had Moses free his people, but he told Moses, "You will not be there when they reach the promised land." And he still did his. And he still did his thing. That's what you have to do. We have to do as a people for our families. Next highlight: creating a dedicated revenue stream scale to the magnitude of Dallas's affordable housing shortage. Strategically using low-income housing tax credit financing in distressed areas and those with low poverty rates, and adding a goal to remedy the infrastructure deficit that has persisted in South Dallas for generations. Yeah, if you know about South Dallas, you know about South Dallas. The few residents who attended the September 29th workshop included 2 people who said they moved from Dallas to DeSoto because new development in their neighborhoods increased home value so much they could not longer afford property taxes. That is crazy. That you move from Dallas to a suburb, now DeSoto. Now I remember about 20 something years ago, 26, 27 years ago, looking for a house. And they tried to move us from the jump. Let's look in DeSoto and Lancaster. I didn't want to move there because I said, as much as I love my people, y'all are trying to force us to go to this side of town. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. They was forcing, moving you start seeing all these Black Americans being pushed, not just moving, but being pushed to move to Lancaster and DeSoto. Why? Because like this, they wanted that land in Dallas, South Dallas for sure. Because 1, Fair Park. 2, it's right by 2-3 highways. You can't miss it. Prime real estate. And for them to go from Dallas to DeSoto just proved that I was on to something. Won't say I was right, but I was on to something. A Shortcrest resident explained that her neighborhood is well maintained with good streets and multi-million-dollar homes, but that is not the case in a nearby single-family development. She said, "You go right across the street to Elm Thicket, and it's like nobody cares about these people." She said, "It's a different world. People are getting pushed out of Elm Thicket because they can't pay their taxes. Again, because they're building these new developments, $500,000 apartments, dude. Not houses, apartments on top of each other. And so, shoot, you can't compete with that when you got the hood right across the street. The hood gonna have to go." They said another meeting attendee chimed in to say that gentrification is occurring in other areas of Dallas too. It's not just Elm Thicket, it's Fair Park. She said the same thing happened to Deep Element, Uptown. Yep, Uptown. I know about Uptown. That's for sure. Look at that and I'm like, man, they're doing it in Uptown. Those are areas that have been taken over Where are those people going to go? They've been there for generations. And they've been comfortable. And these people are coming in and making them an uncomfortable sizing where it just made up these folks. Complicated probate and title issues prevent people from keeping a home that's been in their family for decades, resident says. Foreclosure occurs because people don't have the money or technical knowledge to file paperwork to transfer ownership of a home that some would argue is rightfully theirs. They're not going to teach you that. They're not going to teach you that. Old people don't like to use computers. Old people think that, oh, all I got to do is keep this house and my kids will get it. But, if they don't leave it in a will or, like I say, make transfer ownership over, and then you got to know how to transfer over. Because if you transfer it over wrong, they can somehow increase make the house of value to the point to where they say if you transfer it over, they got to, the person you transfer it to got to pay taxes. And then the youngest don't have the taxes. And so they got to give the house up. So you got to be smart and got to be educated on that. They said Campbell suggested that while the city has almost a dozen programs for housing assistance, minor repairs and major repairs, they're spreading thin and can only help a few people who have internet access and the ability to file a lengthy qualifying application. Hell, if you can't read or if you got a short attention span because you're on TikTok all day, who gonna do it? If your priority is feeding your kids, you're not looking at how to maximize tax credit. Exactly. If you're working like 2-3 jobs, you ain't got time to go down there. Hell, I know people who ain't got time to take their kids to the doctor because they got to work and they know if they miss a job, if they be off, they might get fired. Campbell said it's about balancing and right sizing the programs we already have. But again, that's why you have to go to these meetings so they can explain this stuff to you, help walk you through this. There are people out here who have programs that will help you. Stuff is out there, but you have to get out there and do some leg work, do some footwork. And that's what the problem is. People don't want to do the work themselves. They say, oh, you just go ahead and do it. And you already know we won't. Just go ahead and do it. Make it right for us. No. People don't just give you money like that. Go out there and try to get a loan from somebody. For a reason. Not one of these tax loans or payday loans. One that's just gonna try to get your money and you'll be paying for the rest of your life. Or a $200 loan, you end up paying $2,000 by the time you're done with it. Legitimate companies, go out there and just say, hey, let me borrow some money. They're gonna ask you 50,000 questions. They're gonna have you fill out these forms, and you're gonna have to go through your credit and everything before they give you a dime. People just don't give out money like that. They got a plan. Now they need to know who's serious about helping them implement the plan. That's just how it goes. They said the community workshops have thus far revealed that Dallas residents don't know what's available to them and don't know how to pursue it once they do become aware of it, consultant said. That kind of feedback could be a catalyst for printing out flyers and walking the lower income neighborhoods to spread the word the old-fashioned way. They should have known this in the beginning. Campbell said, some residents not only don't have internet access or smartphones, they also don't have transportation to get to a public library or Dallas City Hall where meeting notices and grant opportunities are posted. But somebody does know where it is. So somebody can get to these people and hand it out. You know what I'm saying? You can put that in a budget to hand out flyers and beat the streets. For a city that has been planned out the wazoo, there's simply not enough public buy-in, Campbell said. The workshops are designed so neighborhoods are actually co-creating implementation processes, forwarding ideas to decision makers, and holding their public officials accountable, she's added. Reese Collins, an area redevelopment manager for the city's housing and neighborhood, revitalization department, said the information gathered at public workshops is incredibly valuable to staff. I'm here to express what it means to the department and the city as a whole, getting the community's voice to enact change and give them a sense of ownership from the beginning. He said this means so much to us so we can have community feedback on the front end. Campbell encouraged residents to tell their friends and neighbors about the opportunities, share concerns and ideas for improvement. It's time to start making progress around equity. Campbell said our contract will end, but the work needs to continue. One last thing. Like I said, Little Town Living, they got an African American museum. I went in there and talked to the brother that's running it. And he's told me that he has this class about African American history that he has like periodically. And he'd be like, yo, man, you know, I have 60 people, I have 60 kids that come in and attend the class. And I'd be like, oh man, that's good. He said, yeah, but none of them from this town. These kids come from the little town that I teach in, up the street, up the road or whatever. And their parents bring them down here to attend the classes. But these people who live right around the corner, I tell them the same information and they won't do it. It has to be a community involvement, period. If you don't involve yourself in things, you will miss out and you will not get the benefits. Like they say, there are programs, there are ways you can help yourself. You have to do the work. If you don't want to do the work, you will continue to be in the same situation that you will be in as a community, not as an individual, because individually I can do what I need to do. And I can try to help people and guide them in the right direction. I won't do handouts anymore. I just tell people, look, this is what I did. Let me show you how to do it. And they say, oh man, it was easy for you. The hell it was. The hell it was. I can remember a time when I lived off student loans. Like I said, had a car that barely made it and was giving plasma. You know what I'm saying? Once a week, or however many times I could do it once a week to try to have gas money. That's what we talk. We call that easy. Man, please, I don't want to hear it. If you want to do it, you will find a way to do it. But anyway, tell me what you think about this article. People, get out there and make your community better. Start with your house. Make your house better. If everybody can make their own home right and go out here and try to utilize these programs to take what you can, use what you can to come up. If everybody could do it, the community would be great. But anyway, that's all I got. Tell me what you think. Leave your comment below. Share it with the world. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.